I'm going to make a pattern. Here are the expectations for a pattern. You can choose to have a shape, a simple shape. It could be a circle, could be a polygon, like a square or a rhombus or a rectangle, some kind of simple shape in the center of both sides. So this would be the front of your pocket, this would be the back of your pocket. So you can choose to have a shape on one side or shape on both sides, but whatever you do, make sure that the shape is somewhat simple. So I'm going to choose to do a heart. So I'm going to trace a heart on the front. And remember, we do have stencils if you need. You can trace using the stencils too. But make sure that it is small enough that it fits in the center and that you have white all around whatever shape you end up doing. And notice how I'm using pencil to do this. Now, it's not exactly the same, but it's mostly the same. You can choose to do a different shape on each side, so I could have a heart on this side and a triangle on this side. I'm choosing to do a heart for both sides. Then you are going to make your stripe marks. So I'm going to make marks going across, and I can make them thin, like this, or I can make them thick, like this. Or I can have a combination of thick and thin. It's up to you. But you're going to mark them on one side, going all the way up, pretty much right up to where you stopped cutting. And then, here's the tricky bit. You have to have the same style lines on the other side. So here's how I do this. I put my finger right where the line is. So then I know up on the other side, right where my finger is, I'm going to mark that line right there. So I flip here. Here's where my line is. So I'm going to put a line right here on the other side. Right here, here's where my line is. So now I'm going to put a line right here on the other side. Here's where my line is on this side. So I'm going to flip it over and copy that line right there. Now, it doesn't have to be exact, it's just roughly where you put the lines. And then, so these are where my lines are on my other side. I'm going to draw these lines across. I'm jumping over my heart. I don't want to draw through my heart. If you do draw through your shape, just erase it. So if I accidentally, drew through my shape, that's fine. I'll just erase it. After this, when I have my design on both my front and my back, and remember, the shape doesn't have to be the same on the front and the back, but the lines do. Lines have to be the same, but the shapes can be different. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to choose my color scheme. So in your planning, you did a color scheme that represents your favorite time of year. So I'm going to choose my colors that go with my color scheme. And let's see if I can find yellow. Okay. So I've got yellow, green, and blue. And then I'm going to start to color it in. So I'm going to have my heart be yellow. And it doesn't have to be the best coloring, but, do try to stay inside the lines. And the line pattern does need to be the same. Your shape color can be different, but if this is a blue line here, then I'm going to flip it over and make sure that this is a blue line here. So the pattern on the back must match the pattern on the front, the line pattern.
When you are done coloring your front and your back, you're ready to start adding warps to the loom.